Hello there, it's Bruce from GC Railfan on YouTube. Today we are going to review the Meshtools Michael Whiteley Class J50 4. So, yeah, Callum is with us. He's crying because he doesn't have J50.
I love that little engine. I want one.
Well, you can have one shortly, but we'll talk about that in private. Um,
Yay.
yeah, I'll see what I can do for you, mate. Even if I do have to gift it to you on Steam. Yeah, I would do that for him. Callum's awesome. But anyway, we've
Yeah.
got the J50 4. Basically, I'll give you a quick background history of this engine. Now, the model itself for Railworks has been in development for what feels like about 2 millennia. I don't know why it's taken so long for it to come out, but anyway, it's come out now and it has exceeded many expectations. Uh, Basically, you get one of every livery that these things ever carried. So we've got the ubiquitous LNER green, which is a drivable version. That'll be the one, well, the one I've engaged to be drivable. I shall be driving that for our sample run later. But we have, oops, a lady, I do apologise, wrong button. There, I hate these bloody controls. Right, I see why people use Xbox controllers, but they're alright, fat to use. Right, so we've got the BR liveries here first and foremost. We've got more here, so I'll explain those. Quick background on the history as well of these locos. Now, these locos were built in LNER times. Strictly speaking, the engines modelled here are J50 4s. These were entirely new build locomotives built at Gorton Works from 1938 to 1939, I believe. There was only a small batch of 8 or something like that, I believe. But yeah, the J50 4s were what were classed as new build J50s. The J50 design actually originated from the J51 design. The J51 tank engines were very similar in appearance. They had the sloping side tanks, a smaller diameter boiler, and a higher boiler pressure.
They were
The
also made by the Great Northern Railway, weren't they?
That was actually true. Yeah, that's actually correct. They were built by the Great Northern originally. The J51s were originally designed to be used around the West Riding on mineral services, replacing aged 060 tender engines.
They were
Interestingly,
they were
the
designed by Ivor, I think.
they
That's why.
were, I think, yeah. Sorry, yeah, probably. I can't remember now. I know later on Gresley was involved in the development of the design, especially post grouping 1923 onwards, until his death, which was quite unfortunate. But yes, they originally had boilers from the Raven R1, I believe, Raven R1s or something like that. The boilers came from a 082 design or something that apparently fell flat on its face. So they used the boilers on the original J51s. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. The boilers on the original J51s actually came from an older design from the Edwardian period, around about 1910, 1915, which was designed by Raven. I think they were Great Eastern Railway, maybe. Might be the Great Eastern, possibly. I'll look it up. But interestingly, this engine had been developed in leaps and bounds, really, and they ended up at the J50 4s. So yeah, that's where we are now. So we'll go through the liveries. I was originally going to start with BR, but I'll be an awkward git and start with the LNER. So as you can tell, we do have the LNER green, and that tree is a bloody menace. We've got LNER green, and we've also got the LNER black. As I try and maneuver into position with my keyboard with one hand. So we've got the LNER green, LNER black. As you can see, there is a subtle difference in the blackness. Is that even a word? In the blackness
Phrasing.
of, yep, phrase it. Oh my good God, that is Mr. Alexander.
Hello, viewers. I doff my hat to you all.
Oh hey,
Yes, my day trip for the day has been done, so I am here.
good. Well, we're reviewing the J50.
Oh, I still need to get that. Allow me to
see,
Let's-
like I said, the J50 is very popular and people want it. But yes,
Hey,
where was I?
point.
The livery, LNER, we've got LNER green, LNER black. Those are the two liveries he's carried. The only criticism I got of the black one is it seems a bit whitish grey. It does like kind of look nice actually on the black one. If you notice the smoke box area where the funnel is, it seems a bit greyer, a bit whitey greyer than the black on the green one. But anyway, that's quite interesting. The type font on the side of the tanks, the LNER, has been done absolutely spot on actually. The shading is all correct. And it looks like it has actually been hand painted onto the side, and I love that. It looks absolutely fantastic. First time I've seen anything to that description on an LNER engine in Railworks. Now the builder's plate is a nice little detail we have here. As you can see, this one says number 584, Gorton, 1939. Well, these were built at Gorton Works, and as it's a J50-4, as I said, a new build J50, it was built in 1939. So, moving around to the front, which I shall do very haphazardly, as I look into a very dodgily made model of what was supposed to be a Ford Focus. Right, we go back a bit. There we go. If we look at the front smoke box, so we've got typically LNER type GNR design here, with the Ivett stroke Gresley hinges on the smoke box door. Ivett actually, yeah, that's right. Ivett was about before Gresley, so I mean, Ivett did use that sort of pattern on the what you may call it on the smoke box door before Gresley, but Gresley carried it on, which is quite a nice effect. I do like that. A nod towards his tutors as such. Now the buffers textures, the texture on the buffers looks fantastic actually. If we zoom right into a buffer, you think, oh, well, it's gone a bit pixelated now because I went in a bit too far, too near. As you can see, we've got what looks like a proper texture. You can see the grease has been moved about a bit on the buffer head, the dirt, there's a few clank marks and stuff like that. The buffer beam is pretty much the right shade of red. You've got your vacuum brakes, you've got your different vacuum brake pipes on there. I don't think these are air brakes. I don't think they were. If they were, then I'll find out. But anyway, and we'll just move back round to the side end. So as you can see, as a quick detail, let's actually go down to the wheels because I've not shown you the wheels yet, have I? Basically the detailing around the driving wheels, the gears, the brakes is pretty damn awesome actually. You know, the brakes all move properly, I believe. So I'll just test them. Oh wait, helps if I click that, doesn't it? Right. If we just take F4 down a second, we'll zoom back in. This thing will probably start moving forwards. But anyway, so if we just do. Did they actually move? Oh no, I'll just say they did. I can't actually tell. But yeah, anyway, that is the brake gear and the wheels. Looks very nice, very effective. Now let's just move back up here a bit. Yeah, dong, smash my head on the lamp. We'll check that out. On the bunker, we can see we've got the dirt emulated again. This is what I like about this one. In fact, here's a little detail I've just noticed. If we look into, when the bloody mouse behaves itself, if we look into the top of the cab, you've got the vents, and notice there's a gap that goes into the cab, so you can see into the cab. I believe that was actually real on those cab ventilation, which is brilliant. It's been done absolutely wonderfully. So yeah, can't complain. What I do like is the texturing and weathering on the dome and everywhere else. You know, it looks pristine, but the engine, ignore the missing texture of the sun. But if you look at the model, what they've done is, from what I can tell, is that instead of going for an outright pristine and outright weathered version, they've gone for a slightly weathered version, which I think pulls off the effect absolutely perfectly. Because I don't know about anyone else, but I tend to prefer it when I can have a pristine type engine with a bit of muck on it, rather than have a completely clean, all spanking one or one that's completely caked up in so much crap you actually can't see what livery it is. And that has happened before with the Class 67, the Class 20 add-on, and you've gone, oh well, the weather version looks a bit shit really. Not knocking those models personally, because I think they're actually great, and I own both those models that I used as examples. But the weathering makes you think, you know, can't ruins it. So that's a plus side in my book. So anyway, we'll quickly move over to the black models phrasing. So if we look at the LNER black version, it's quite simple really. It's an all over shade of black, very much the same as the BR black. Just the logos are different, the numbers are the same, you know, sort of thing. That's absolutely fine. Right, now let's zoom over. Let's get a good view here. There we go, perfect. That's what I wanted. Right, what Michael Whiteley and Meshtools did was they provided they provided the option to use all liveries, basically, that the J50s ever carried in BR ownership. So we got the post 1948 British Railways green, with the British Railways.
Lovely.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Which has got the British
concerning.
Railways, as you can see, on the side of the tank, handwritten. Well, what would have been handwritten in real life by a sign writer, and the number. Also, we've got the BR late and early crests, and the BR black with British Railways on the side tanks as well. So pretty much with the ability in the scenario editor to click an engine and change its identity number, you can chop and change it, and if you have a particular J50 you want to emulate from real life, then you can do it. You can easily do it. You can actually have, say, 68992, the partner to 991990 in, say, British Railways black at the back there, if you really wanted. So you can change the numbers. So yeah, it's pretty useful. So anyway, let's take this beast out on the rails. I'm just going to get my HUD up and everything else. Before anything else as well, I didn't show you around the cab. I just remembered. Now, inside we've got the textures. It looks very nice indeed. You've got the coal dust, the coal dirt, the steam, everything else like emulated on it. Even if you look at the windows, the cab window we're looking at now, if you look to the left of it where the hinges, you can actually see there's a bit of dirt there, which I like. Now, this is a complete. This is a complete first for Railworks, and Mr. Alexander Beck will be further amazed. The steam cab windows open. Yes, they swing open, which I think is fantastic. So you can leave them half open or fully open. I'm trying to find where fully open is for the ventilation, or there you go, for ventilation or for clearance of view. Very handy when shunting in real life, actually. Handy also when it started pissing it down with rain and you wanted a bit more cover. Anyway, all the controls work. Now, please note there is a standard and an advanced version of this model. So a lot of the stuff that doesn't work on this standard version will work on the advanced version. So, you know, there's a gauge over this right side here that I'm zooming into now. That doesn't seem to do anything at the minute from what I can tell. The handbrake works. We've got cylinder cocks open, shut. We've also got the regulator. The reverser just moves forwards and backwards in standard. But in advanced mode, it actually has a reverser lock. It has a lock on it, just like the DT compound does on that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The injector and ejector taps do work on the advanced version for definite. Some of these don't necessarily work properly on the standard. We've also got two-tone whistles, so we've got a short blast. Oh, might help if I turn it up. Just bear with me. There we go. This is the thing with technology these days. It gets so complicated, and then you're trying to operate it. Right. Let's put it on to number 4. And we've got a short whistle. And we've got a longer whistle. Typically assigned the complete wrong way around. So the short blast is on the spacebar. That's on the spacebar. And the loop is on the B button. Which kind of makes no sense whatsoever, since every other developer has the looped one on the spacebar and the short blast on the B button. So, Mr. Whiteley stroke Meshtools, if you do see this, I don't know about anyone else, I think the model is fantastic, but can you please send out a patch or something to just fix that whistle issue? Because I think most people would prefer the loop to be on the spacebar.
Well, now, hang
It's
on.
not a hard change to make. I could do it.
Or
Well, now, hang
Mr.
on. He
Littlewood could do it.
did the same thing with the Ginty as well. Had the short on the base and the long on the B key.
Which is weird, yet some developers do it the other way around. Weird.
I personally like it.
Do you?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
could just be personal preference. Well, either
Right.
way, it's an easy fix. We can find a way around it. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us for a quick jaunt down to Rothley as we speak. So we'll just bring up that. We'll just put the reverser up. Yep. Now we can actually get headlamps. Oh, hello. Shit, I'm moving. I didn't even put any throttle on. It likes doing that for some reason. Oh, I'm on the gradient, that's probably why. It's a very free moving loco, this. If you press control 1 through 4, you get your lamps up. So control 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these lamps can be individually controlled. So we need a mainline express, well, what I call mainline express for the Great Central, so on the Great Central routes. There you go, so we've got those there. There we go, that looks splendid. And I accidentally selected the wrong window. There we go, so it will start moving forward. It'll naturally start rolling, which I don't mind. I've not got a problem with that. And doesn't it sound nice? And doesn't it gain speed really fast? It's a nippy little engine, this thing is. Let's put the brakes on and let's stick her head out of the cab. There we go, that's better, isn't it? I'm not going to stick to speed limits too much today because I'm getting fed up with speed limits at the moment. This is pretty much a throw together. So. There we go. The brakes are pretty effective on this as light engine. I don't know about train, it'll be the first time I've ever driven it with a train. So this is going to be quite interesting. Right, let's couple onto the carriages. Let me just set the loop back. There we go, perfect.
And meanwhile, on my end, I just hooked up to a short little coal drag. See how it handles that.
That's pretty damn cool. There we go. What you'll find, ladies and gents who are viewing, you'll probably find that this actually accelerates quite rapidly for such a small tank engine. Yet it is very powerful. These did have about 23,000 pounds. Well, according to official stats anyway, around 21 to 23,000 pounds tractive effort, which is pretty damn good going in my books. That was on par. Well, actually, it was more powerful than the J. Oh, nearly more powerful than the J50. Technically, that was a bit of a rough bump. Anyway, but, never mind. Let's do a slow pull out. Does glide quite well actually. I've shut the throttle off, we're doing 11.2, it's been quite steady, I like that. Quite a good freewheeling engine on the flats as it goes, which is always a good sign. Engines would naturally glide or naturally slow down a little bit quite well in real life, something that isn't always emulated correctly by some developers.
Yeah, RSC is consistent in their, how should I say, simulations of rolling resistance.
Yeah, Alex is right. I don't know if you guys heard that because my volume levels can be a bit of a derp sometimes. But basically, what Alex is saying is RSC, particularly, don't have good rolling simulation in terms of physics. Let's open the taps up a bit, shall we? Oh, doesn't this sound glorious?
And in my particular case, my J50 sounds like it's a little offbeat.
That is a good point.
That is awesome. It may look like a bulldog, but quite a nice little model. I like it.
There we go. Look at that. Look at the go. Ooh, we're getting a bit laggy there. I'll just face the other way for you. There we go. That's a bit better. That's the only problem with this engine I found. It's a bit thirsty on the old... Oh, lower. That might help. It's a bit thirsty on the old boiler pressure. Yeah, if you listen to the music of it, it's very good. Okay. Yeah, got a short rake here behind the low tank. If I can actually get the damn thing to work correctly. Oh, I'll just use that button instead. Okay. Oops a daisy. Bloody bridges. We've got the DT Mark 1s with us today. Probably the best Mark 1 carriages going in the whole of Railworks right this second. Always a good thing. Always a good thing. Yeah, Digital Attraction have done a lot of good stuff lately. I'm really impressed with them. This is no exception. I know the coach has been about slightly longer than some of the other developments recently, but definitely worth it. We've got the RMB buffet car. Sorry for the lag there. Was not expecting to go through a bridge. Yeah, we've got a few nice coaches there, so we're all good. But yeah, all the controls are fully operable, so that's 100%. It's just like the real thing, really. The reverser goes forward as well. Let's just move back. This is quite a nice engine going from the cab. I also like the way you can actually get a view in the middle, so you can actually have a bit more control. You just can't see where you're going, which is a pain in the bottom. But anyway, we've got the vacuum brakes here, haven't we? Ooh, lovely. That might come in handy at some point soon. So we'll stop at Corn and build up some more pressure, because I seem to have an affinity with using all the pressure in this thing. But yes, I did review the advanced version on the simple principle I won't be able to drive it because I drive diesels about 95% of the time, so I'm a bit bloody useless for steamers. Yeah, if anyone's wondering, I'll leave a link in the description box below, as I do normally for all the add-ons and stuff that feature in here, but what I'll do is I'll leave a link. This route is from Steam Sounds and Cream, and it's a freeware route. You will need a lot of the UK train sim freeware packs. They are quite essential for the route to work properly, but if you visit the UK train sim site, you'll find lots of invaluable information about it, and you can also yourselves enjoy this fantastic route. As it turns out, I actually live about 5 to 10 miles away from this route in real life. Which is pretty damn cool actually. It's a nice line, I love visiting it. It's hell expensive though these days. Let's put that on. There we go. So what we'll do is, got what a ugly mug he was. What we'll do is, let's press number 4. Number 4, no. Well, let's tell you what, let's get a nice drive-by angle. And name the location, pointing the box, and they're the exact points where that signal is. They haven't put the catch points in, luckily, but that's exactly where 46521 derailed.
Don't remind me.
That day was absolutely fantastic. I laughed my arse off. I really shouldn't have done, but I laughed my arse off. I was not
Let it be known,
surprised.
viewers, let it be known that my favorite class is the IVIT 2, and that broke my heart to see.
I also laughed my head off when it made it into the monthly fail compilation on YouTube.
Oh, no.
It did. It was the 3rd one in.
Oh, God.
I just like the way the driver innocently looked out the cab as if nothing were wrong. But anyway, leave that to REIB, shall we?
Like, well, shit. This didn't work right.
There we go. Let's open up the taps then.
Bruce, you keep opening up the taps. I'm just wondering when things are going to flood.
Well, James, I already flooded my mind with a lot of negative thoughts a long time ago, but opening the taps on a locomotive is something different.
Are you still reviewing that J50?
You bet I am, pal.
Ah.
I will be done soon, though, because we'll terminate this service at Ropley. Just wanted people to see how it handled, and I think they're getting a good view of it right now.
The train approaching whatever platform it is the Brucie-Magik review service from GC Railpath. This train terminates here.
Don't know if anyone heard that or not.
Run away! Run away!
To be honest, the J50 looks quite at home on this route. I will admit that. It looks bloody fantastic. I also need some more coal.
When I first drove there, I took the advanced one up and down the Great Central. It was bloody brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
At the minute, I'm having a headache trying to get it to accelerate and keep it in the green on the HUD. It's a challenging engine to drive, which I like in some respects. The sounds are very nice. It's a nice engine. You can go for a good old jaunt in it, and that's what I like about it. Have you got a passenger view on this? No, no passenger view on the DT Mod. What? I am disappointed, but anyway.
I am very I'm
There, drunk. Yes.
Sit up my knee, lads. I'm just gonna take the smoke box consolidation for a spin because I've driven that engine forever, and it's one of my favorites. So.
Haha. You have your favourite, like I have my favourite, which is of the PED 20.
Hey Bruce, you should totally review that engine next. Although it's probably too complicated for you to understand.
What is?
The smoke box consolidation.
You, sir, have set me a challenge.
I have, and you're gonna hate me for it.
The gauntlet is down. I will investigate that one, and I may very well do it.
You're gonna love it, dude. When you get the hang of it, it's a wonderful engine. Smokebox is also producing the one of the most famous locomotives in the world, the Union Pacific number 844. So we're excited for that feature.
I am quite excited as well. It'd be nice to have a decent American add-on, actually. I really will be up for that. And I will review that in due course. But anyway, as we see a train go off into the sunset, which is not really happening because the sun is a missing texture on this route, I bid you all farewell. We've cut it short at Ropley. Well, the review is half an hour long, and as you guys know who know me well, I do prefer to... Oh, hello. Bandicam's frozen.
Yep.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
Uh-oh!
Yeah, I'm